What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out, and I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. We're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Good evening. I was trying not to die from coughing right there, so it's all good though. I'm still breathing for now. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Been kind of a busy day in these parts. I had to get quite a bit of stuff done before we go to bed, so got most of it done. I've got to make gummies yet. I've made the oil. I just have to make a batch of gummies. That's not so much a big deal. But it does take a while to make the oil from start to finish, and then all the cleanup. I got that squared away. I wanted to make sure to get out to get some drone flights in. Just, again, checking everything, testing everything. I used my tablet tonight, which hadn't been updated in forever, so I got it all updated, got it all squared away, good to go. It's nice to use the tablet to fly with because it's so much larger. So I just went up and snuck a few sunset shots. Actually had one that I actually thought turned out pretty remarkable, and it was odd because I thought when I took the picture, I went out twice. The first time I went out, I took a couple pictures, and I thought, well, I'm going to sneak back out there again and see what it looks like with the sun a little bit lower. And I'm glad I did. However, I put it up in the air and I took my first shot, and I'm like, yeah, I'm too late. And so I just took that one. Well, technically 3 pictures I took, total of 15 pictures. It's AEB burst. So each time I push the button, it takes 5 pictures. So I took 3 pictures so I could do a panorama, and which in effect is actually 15 pictures. So merged them all together, and that last one that I thought was going to be crap, yeah, I wished I would have stuck up there a little bit, maybe changed my altitude a little bit, cruised around the town, got it from different angles. But no, I didn't, because I didn't really realize what I had. That is the picture, and what I think is just incredible about it is how the coloration from the sky is in the tops of the clouds. And blow it up. This is actual size here. It kind of takes big pictures, but gorgeous stuff, man. Gorgeous. I love it. I wish I didn't have quite the color bleed, but I am not a photographer, so I am like amateur at best. So, however, if you have good equipment, you can, at least make it look good. So, well, kind of good, unless a photographer looks at it and they're going to be like, oh, well, you didn't do this and this and this and this. And, dude, I had no idea. Anyway, I play with sliders. I turn up clarity. I turn up dehaze a bit, and then I go play with the 4 different lighting sliders to get the lighting just, well, what I call right. And most of the time, I'm good about not touching that vibrance slider. Most of the time. I didn't touch it tonight. I was a good boy. But I am one of those that likes to crank up that vibrance a little bit and get the stupid colors to come out. Yeah. But, it's, in reality, a more natural looking image is a lot better. So, anyway, I've got just a few articles open tonight. I figured I'd make it kind of a quick night. I got to do the gummies yet. I got to get to bed. I am like wore out. I actually, like I said, I got quite a bit done today. As I was getting ready to do the show, I always go through, check my phone, make sure that I've got notifications cleared off and all that. And there was just this notification from local news station, KMOV, and it was talking about the release of a killer. And I'm okay, her name's Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And it honestly, it didn't ring any bells at all. But I clicked, I read, And I think I'd like to discuss it a little bit. So, in light of what it is, I do want to discuss it. And then we'll get to the shutdown fear mongering that finally started. It's almost comical. Killers release major update in Gypsy Rose Blanchard case after spending 7 years in prison for helping murder her mom with ex-boyfriend. Now, I am going to make some assumptions here, and I am going to assume that this is mom, and that this is her, and that this was her boyfriend, which I'm real sure I'm right on that. I'm sure that's her, although I can only imagine that's her mom, and it only, with everything else involved, it makes sense. Wait for it, we'll get there. Because, yeah. And by the way, do you notice a little bit of a difference in Gypsy? Like, in between the pictures, so, like, you got Gypsy now, right, and Gypsy then. You happen to know, I mean, don't misunderstand me, she looks pretty crazy, okay? I'm just being real, keeping it real. I wouldn't want to sleep in the same room with her. I'll put it that way. I know evil when I see it. But when I look over at the picture to the right and I see her with her mom, I see even more evil. Let's dig into that a little bit. It says Gypsy Rose is reportedly set to be released from prison after serving 7 years for murdering her own mother. Gypsy, 32, was sentenced to 10 years behind bars in 2016 after she and her ex-boyfriend murdered Gypsy's mom, Dee Dee, in 2015. Now, murdering's wrong. That's all there is to it. Murder is wrong. But, come on, we all do wrong things sometimes. Hopefully not murder, but, we all do wrong things sometimes. And even though our actions are unacceptable, at the same time, at least we felt we had reason. Whether that's justified or not. Usually it's not justified, let's be real honest. But we all do it. We all make dumb moves. I can think of my marriage, for me personally, and or a lot of the previous relationships to that. I had an issue with being faithful, a big issue with being faithful. And now, if they would have treated me halfway decent, it wouldn't have been an issue. But me, instead of being a mature adult and doing things the right way and breaking it off and going from there, I would get something going on the side and then, yeah. Well, anyway, it's not the way to do it. Don't follow my lead on that. However, I can't, for any reason, excuse my actions. That I just can't. I was wrong. I did the wrong thing. There's no excuse for that. But there are reasons that pushed me. And again, it all comes back on me. I'm not saying it's her fault. Because it comes back on me. In the end, I am the one that makes that final decision of whether I choose right or wrong. I feel it's important to explain this as deeply as I can, because I think, and I hope, that as I read on, I hope that you maybe feel the same way I do, because I don't know. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. They say that for good reason. But, I don't know. Let me read it. Yeah, it bothers me. Thinking about this bothers me. Let's see. Gypsy's mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, is thought to have had Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a condition in which a person compulsively makes another person ill in order to get attention, sympathy, and even monetary gain. Okay? That should shed an entirely different light on the situation. Completely different light. Murder is wrong. There's no, self-defense, it's one thing, but just cold-blooded murder, that's wrong. There is nothing that is going to change that. But I know damn well I'll make the plea to heaven, even if she scares me today with how she looks. I will still make the plea to heaven. Man, it is absolutely crazy. You can somehow take this multiple ways, and how far people can push you. And I would ask that people put themselves a little bit in her shoes and had a parent that was doing this stuff. I mean, look, Dee Dee spent years making it seem as though Gypsy had many illnesses, including leukemia and epilepsy, and forced her to use an oxygen tank and wheelchair to sell the act. People who knew the mother-daughter pair viewed them as inseparable and loving, and Dee Dee as a devoted parent. That was until a Facebook post appeared on the pair's shared Facebook profile on June 14, 2015. It read, "That bitch is dead. I effing slash that fat pig," and I can't read that because Facebook will slap the hell out of me. So no, I can't read that, folks. Yeah. I don't want to read that, even if it wouldn't be a Facebook issue. But yeah, you can go ahead and read that all you want. I'm not going to read it. When police responded to the home, Dee Dee was found dead and Gypsy was gone. She was later found at Nicholas Gojan's house, her then partner who had a hand in Dee Dee's death. Gojan was found guilty of first-degree murder in Dee Dee's death and received a life sentence without possibility of parole, meaning he will remain in prison. Now, straight up on he's a different situation. I don't feel the same way for him at all, because he was not the victim. So, and I'm sure that there's probably a little more sinister to this than what we'll know, coming probably from his part. But all that is just guess. Anyway, Gypsy pleaded guilty in 2016, got 10 years. After sentencing, Gypsy told BuzzFeed, "I feel like I'm more free in prison than living with my mom, because now I'm allowed to just live like a normal woman." Wow. And if that doesn't speak volumes. I didn't read this entire thing earlier, because like I tell you guys, if I find something, if I need to read it, I will. But otherwise, I won't. And the reason why is because I want that I want to read the words at the same time you're hearing them. I'm a very, very, very much off-the-cuff person. I don't believe in scripted bullshit. Let's see. Gypsy got married to 36-year-old Ryan Scott Anderson in prison and then divorced him 4 months later. Okay. Gypsy will be released from prison on December 28, 2023, Missouri Department of Corrections Communications Director Karen Pojman told In Touch. Family friend Tishiana grew up with Dee Dee and shared her reaction to the news that Gypsy will soon be a free woman 3 years before her original release date. I believe she will, with the help of a lot of people, she will thrive and she will become a better person, said Giz Clare. And I think that will help her to become that person. The family friend said the Gypsy has received very little mental health care while in prison and hopes she'll have more access to it outside the facility. And I've got bad news for her on that. I think she's ready. I think my opinion has changed a lot over time, Giz Clare said. My opinion hasn't changed about her needing psychiatric help. That has not changed because of all the statistics, all of the research, everything says you need to get mental health help. She needs mental health help, and that is absolutely 100% correct. She will thrive, and she will be able to live a normal life with and only with the proper mental health care. However, I'm going to say this right damn now, that does not exist today. You cannot pay enough money to get proper mental health care today. You can't do it. Why? Because they won't teach you proper mental health care. They aren't allowed to teach you proper mental health care. They're too busy trying to convince normal people that there's 52,000 genders. You can't possibly think you're going to get good mental health care from freaks. That's a fact. In order to make any person with mental health issues better, you have to have people that don't enable and feed the mental health issues. That's why I don't understand quote-unquote best friends today. I don't get it. I don't get it. There used to be a saying called iron sharpens iron, and people used to keep each other in line a little bit. Not anymore. Not anymore. Anywho. Crazy. Crazy. Now, again, I don't know his involvement in it all. I just got a bad feeling on that. I will actually plead to heaven for her, and I will pray for her. And I hope that she gets the proper mental health care. I feel sorry for her. I feel bad for her. What she's gone through is no joke. It is one of the worst forms of abuse that I really honestly think a child could experience. Munchausen syndrome by proxy. It is a nightmare for the victim. That's why I wanted to say something on that story, because I'm not a victim of it or anything like that. Yes, I have spoke with victims more than once. I think I've spoke to 3 different individuals on that. And see, that's why I couldn't go in to psychology work. I'm very good at it. The problem is, stuff like that I can't leave at work. Right? If I go to work and I'm dealing with a child that's being physically abused or something like that, I can't put that up and just go home. My head won't work like that. I can't. No. If you've done something wrong to me, I can switch you off like a damn light bulb. But if you're somebody that's innocent, yeah, I have to stand for the innocent. I can't walk away. And so, although psychology has been a huge interest in life, A very big part of my studies. I could never go into the field of it because I couldn't leave work at work. So, not with that. No. I can do real good with a lot of things. Not that. So, I've heard other creators talk about this, and I've been thinking it myself. Been kind of quiet for a looming shutdown, hadn't it? I mean, most of the time, for looming shutdowns, I mean, they're walking around on the streets with the end is nigh signs, you know what I mean? But it's been strangely quiet this time around, and I was thinking that too, and I'm glad other content creators had said something because I just, I was like, it just seems odd. I guess they figure better late than never because I've got a couple of stories of what's gonna happen if there's a doomed shutdown. So, first off, as you see, Ukraine F-16 training will be jeopardized by U.S. government shutdown. And I know that every single one of you are fit to be tied because you just could not wait to spend that money to train those Ukrainians in those F-16s that we provide. Yeah, I mean, so now they're actually using this. I mean, okay, so it will work with one side of the aisle, at least some of them, but are they really trying to hold this over the American people as a reason why they shouldn't shut down? Because I kind of think they're pissing up the wrong tree. I don't know, but I kind of think that many American people would say, good. However, oops.
I worry what...
Oh, be quiet. I don't want to hear you talk about it. I want to talk about it. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, more than 70,000 child care programs set to close, report says. Now that's going to really mess things up. Says finding affordable child care remains a big issue for American families, but the problem is about to get worse. Doo-doo-doo-doo. The end of the child... Hey, what happened? You quit it? I don't know what happened to my screen. But I show I'm still there. Let's see. Let me double check my fan. Hang on. Okay, fan's doing good. You might ask, why did you do that, Watchman? Well, let me explain. This morning, I got up, I came in here, and I pushed the button on the computer like I do every morning when I come in here. And the computer booted up, and everything looked good. And I brought up Google Chrome, and I think I put a video on. And just shortly into the video, blink, my computer just shuts off. It just, boom, like you unplugged it. What? So, now, mind you, I got computer herpes right now. So, anything's possible. So, because I thought I got rid of the computer herpes, but no, they're not totally gone. They showed back up a little bit this morning. So, no big deal. It's just, all it is adware. It's not nothing other than being very highly annoying. That's the biggest threat. So anyway... And I've got it at bay. I mean, Malwarebytes is a good program. It really, truly is. And it stomps that thing into the ground anytime it tries to start up. It does good. That's probably why my screen flickered. Probably Malwarebytes probably caught something. Because it's a browser thing that it's trying to get. I'll open it up real quick and just take a peek at the notifications. Yeah. 7:12 a.m., 7:07, no, 7:12 a.m. was the last time. So, okay, good deal. Well, anyway, so, I started it again, did the same thing, put the same video back up, and sure enough, blink, it did it again. I'm like, okay, there's something more to this. So, this time, when I pushed the power button, I just watched the computer. And the CPU fan did not budge. And I'm like, what? So I popped the side off of it, hit the power button again, and as soon as the light started to come up, I took my finger and I spun the fan, and sure enough, the fan took off and ran. Now, mind you, this computer's not that old. And that's the stock cooler that came with the processor, but it's a Wrath Prism cooler. It's not a cheap cooler. It's actually a pretty nice cooler. And I don't know how that thing, because I do keep this computer pretty clean. I've kept, this computer cleaner than I've ever kept a computer clean in my entire life. I really do try to keep this one clean. And so I went in, I cleaned everything out, cleaned all the vacuumed everything out, and then I put it on the exhaust of the filter queen so I could use it like a air hose, and I blew everything out that, I couldn't vacuum first. And then, so then, the fan was still kind of really sticky. I don't know how the hell it got so much gunk up on the inside of it, but I didn't want to try to pull the entire damn heat sink and everything off of the processor. The last time I did that, the processor came with it, and I had bent pins, and I just didn't feel like going there. So, what I did is I took the straw from a, generic WD-40. It wasn't WD-40, but generic lubricant, spray lubricant. I took the plastic straw, and I bent it around into a U. And I got that plastic straw up in behind the fan, and I just sprayed the hell out. Nah, I didn't soak it like a, shit ton, but I put quite a bit in there. I worked with it a little bit, did it a couple more times, worked with it a little bit, and it seems pretty free now. It starts right up with the computer. It doesn't seem like it's really struggling. It's pretty easy to move. But I've got the side off just for tonight, and in the morning I'll hit that power button, I'll look at the fan, and if it fires up just as quick, well, then I'll throw the side on and call it good. But, yeah. Something about those skills I can't seem to get across to... No, I know I'm an ass about that, but I'm the one that went after those skills. I'm the one that put in the time and the work to learn those skills. Why should I be ashamed of it? Fuck that. When I got people like Pinball and others trying to get stupid with me about how much smarter they are, when I guarantee you that I've done 10 times the shit that they've done, because they filled their life up with all kinds of shit, whatever it may be, sports, TV, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do any of that. I have spent all my time learning. For the most part. Leisure here and there. But the majority of my life, I have been learning. And I don't know why I'm supposed to feel ashamed of that. And I did feel ashamed of that when I was a kid. I will not feel ashamed of it anymore. And I damn well will not let any of these peons, because they got a big mouth, sit there and try and down-talk me when they haven't, like I said, they haven't done a fraction of the shit that I've done. It is what it is. Bear likes to say, do the things. Well, some of us have done the fucking things all our life. I'm not going to feel bad for that. Not just to make Kenneth's ego feel better. Fuck him. Anyway. Crazy. Anyway, aside from all that crap, So they're threatening the child care now and all that stuff. So I'm sure you figured that was coming. Alright. Got headlines. I guess I'm just going to read through them and get done so I can get some gummies done. And I will be, oh crap, I didn't get that video put out today. Damn it, man. Well, I'll get it out tomorrow. So tomorrow, what the hell time? Hang on. I'm just the guy that schedules stuff. I don't know. Give me a second, I'll tell you. Do 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 do. 3 o'clock Central Standard Time tomorrow. 3 p.m. and I have it 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. It'll go whenever it goes. I mean, you know, it could go longer, it could be shorter, or whatever. So, you do not. I want to emphasize this again, that you do not have to have a VR headset, and you can have just as much of a good time without a VR headset as what you can with one. What it is you actually come to a website, whether it be on your tablet or your phone or your PC. You just come to, and you'll have a video screen to where you'll be watching what's going on, and you'll be able to, you know, communicate. If you got a mic, if you got a camera, you can turn on your camera. There'll be a computer in the room. There's a computer monitor, and anybody that's joining via the browser, you know, anybody that's joining that way is on that computer monitor. And it's set up really, really cool. And I know that Zoom, you can integrate Zoom in with it too, and I haven't done that yet. I've got to find out, you know, I don't know what all the details are on that. I'll have to find out. So, anyway, I will be there tomorrow. I promised Steve I would be there tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. roughly. That is Central Standard Time. And I'll put out a video tomorrow with the link if people want to come. So it's kind of cool, and it's just, we're going over the news, but it's more of a laid back. It's kind of more of a conversation show. It's not even a show. We sit down, we go over the news, and we talk about it. Much different than just this. So, and again, you don't have to have a VR headset. So, and it's just kind of cool, and I really want to be the one to break down those barriers in VR, to be the first one in VR doing the news. Why not? Why not? Anyway, okay. Had one last night, right after I closed the show down. Number one popped up on my little RT thing. And North Korea enshrines nuclear weapons in its constitution. I wanted to make sure to get that headline covered today, or tonight, I mean. Former North County officer, that would be North County St. Louis, accused of sexually assaulting men he arrested and detained. Oh, this dude was shutting off his body camera and taking these guys places, and then sexually assault. This is nuts. This is nuts, and I'll keep my mouth shut. Just do what you gotta do to protect yourself, and that is the only damn thing I'll say. I don't give a fuck what somebody calls their job. Don't let somebody do that to you. A BBC animal expert raped puppies and tortured dogs. More madness. Chinese hackers stole 60,000 emails from U.S. State Department, says officials. Well, how about you hand over those like 30,000 or whatever from Hillary, because we know you got them. I'm pretty sure they've got them. Let's see. Finnish housing market crashing, says Bloomberg. Russia slashes food exports to Western countries, says minister. A Russian interceptor destroys U.S.-made Switchblade drone. Wagner fighters return to front lines, says CNN. UK defies environmentalists to tap controversial oil field. West undermined Ukraine's territorial integrity, says Lavrov. A Ukrainian incursion into Russian border region thwarted, says officials. Pentagon opposing U.S. State Department on weapons for Ukraine, says Politico. Oil prices jumped to highest in over a year. So you know what that means. Coming months, energy prices are going to go up. You know, it really gets me too. Because this whole energy thing, well, they had it in the bag. Energy for as long as we could even imagine, right? And pretty damn clean energy at that. What am I talking about? Natural gas. How much cleaner do you expect to get? I mean, holy hell. So natural gas is really a responsible way to go. You know, yeah, I do like other options too. I would like to see us get into sustainable type of stuff, but there's nothing wrong with natural gas. Now here's the thing. When they frack, they can pull a whole lot of natural gas out of the ground. And with just the amount of shale that we have in the United States, there's a shit ton. We don't have to worry about not having energy. What we have to worry about is people not letting us use that energy. The energy's there. Natural gas is relatively clean. It's clean. And it blows my mind because there's a lot of people that really took it hard last year with the increase. I think they're going to see that again this year. I do expect to see people's heating costs double again. Now, you don't need me to say this. There ain't no damn way that a whole lot of us are going to be able to do it. If our energy costs this winter, our heating costs this winter, double. Because after last year, holy hell, and believe me, they didn't go down. I know that there's a lot of reasons to be concerned right now with financial things. That's one of my biggies. Of course, in the food, I don't know. I don't know. I wished I had better answers for people. I wished I could tell you something more than I don't know. But I don't know. Don't know. Let's see. Concealed mortar obliterated in Russian howitzer strike. U.S. meddling in EU states' election, says Russian intelligence. Russia resumes gas supplies to China. Let's see. Former Ukrainian army spokesperson acknowledges Nazi problem. Billionaire ex-Russian citizen accused of terrorism, says Azerbaijan. Kremlin blasts extremely hostile move by treaty ally. Right on, man. Right on. Well, Fire Marshal Bill, I would advise that if you do ever decide to go that route, just make sure you learn, because it can get ugly. I'm not one of the fearmonger type of people, or I'm not one of the people say, oh no, you better not do that. No, I'm the type that I'll encourage you to do it, but I'll encourage you to know what the hell you're doing. Make sure you understand about like chimney fires and what you need to do and stuff like that, and just and even maybe wouldn't be a bad idea for you to put it down on a piece of paper where you know where it's at, like what to do in case of a chimney fire, what to do in case of this or that. Because I'm telling you, a chimney fire will turn into a house fire real damn quick if you don't know what to do. But it's not something to fear. It's not something to fear. If you do your proper maintenance on your chimney and whatnot, and your stove, whatever it is that you're using, if you do the proper maintenance on it, you never have to worry about chimney fire. Never happen. Try not to put a bunch of trash in there. That's a biggie, because you'll build up the creosote in the chimney from like burning a bunch of paper and cardboard and all that crap. Wet wood will also do the same thing. So make sure that you use dry cured wood. That will keep down on your creosote buildup on the chimney. And damn, I'm not supposed to know any of this stuff. I forgot. I'm stupid, dude. No, forget it. I'm an idiot. But yeah, I was raised on wood heat, brother. That's how I know. I was raised on wood heat. I can remember standing out in the yard as we had a chimney fire. And as a child, right, that kind of freaked me the fuck out. But my dad, and he just told us to go out just in case, just as an extra precaution. That's all. It didn't take him long. He knew right what to do, and, he went in there and got stuff closed off, and then, dealt with the more pressing issue at hand. But he got it out pretty quickly, and then he, I forget what he did after that, honestly. He did something after that, and I can't remember what he did. That's why I'm saying study this. I can't remember what he did, but he did something after that chimney fire. And he took the elbow off for one. Then he did it, and I mean, just a shit ton of stuff came. He didn't have a brush or anything. There was something else he did, and I don't remember what it was. But it really knocked the damn the stuff off the sides of the chimney, and it fell down, and he cleaned it out. But that shocked him. That surprised him, because he was normally really up on that stuff, and the wood that we burned was not just dried, it was kiln dried wood. So I mean, it was dry wood. Because he worked at a place called Jennison Wright Corporation. They made everything from like creosote treated railroad ties to say gymnasium flooring. They did a lot of the flooring, a lot of wood flooring. And so they would have a lot of spare, cut-offs and stuff like that, as you could imagine. And so that's what Dad would get. Dad would get the blocks of wood that were like literally cut for flooring, except they were just the cut-offs. They were just like bunches of shorts, and he would have like truckloads of those. And he would bring them home from work, and we would load it up in what we call the third garage, and that's what we used for... I mean, now, don't get me wrong. I was also drug out in the middle of the woods with the chainsaw and an axe. But, I think we were all grateful when the old man got that job at Jennison Wright. Because our asses didn't have to be drug out in the woods anymore. But, he was really surprised by that, because he was using those wooden blocks, and there'd have been no real reason to think that there would have been so much creosote buildup, but there was. So, let's see. Right on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd be more fearful of not having any heat than I would, Absolutely. Let's see. Think we were up on this one. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, Dad really made out lucky with that deal. Well, early on, he would always drag us out in the woods, cut down trees. And then, I really don't remember the details as to why, but my Uncle Norman had a sawmill, a town about 20 minutes away from here. And so we would go to my Uncle Norman's sawmill, and we would get the slabs that they would cut off as they were cutting the wood down. They'd have the slab wood. And so we'd get slab wood, and we'd load up the truck with slab wood and bring it home, then cut it off to length, for the stove. And so we did that for a while too, with slab wood. So, yep. Let's see. Hi, Steve. And I don't know if you just got here or not, but I just confirmed that I will be there tomorrow at 3. So, let's see. Nagorno-Karabakh Republic will no longer exist, says a local leader. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know. Now, just because the local leader says that, though, doesn't necessarily mean that all the people are just going to go along with the local leader. We'll have to see how that turns out. Austrians urged to save rubles. Ukraine suffering big problems with improvised hardware, says Forbes. Ukraine's counteroffensive is done on foot, says Kiev's intelligence chief. Kiev has intelligence? Russia making a fortune, says Trump. Canada must face up to Nazi legacy, says minister. Slow counteroffensive is huge risk for Kiev, says New York Times. Well, I don't think it's just a huge risk. I think it's pretty much no other choice. French watchdog demands criminal charges for porn producers. Russia could exempt Ukraine conflict volunteers from income tax. External pressure strengthening Russian economy, says Putin. Ukrainian fighters break humanitarian truce. U.S. public being deprived of truthful reporting, says Russian envoy. NATO country to get pro-Russian government, says polls. Elon Musk says election integrity team undermined democracy. Macron backs limited autonomy for restless French island. A missile that killed 2 Poles was Ukrainian, says Warsaw. Albanian and Serbian leaders demand NATO intervention in Kosovo. Top-ranking U.S. general spooked by Trump comment. Pacific Island PM skips Biden summit to avoid lecture. Gunman in combat gear goes on shooting spree in Rotterdam. Okay, yep, no problem, man. Hope to see you there. Sims, this is important. Sims are too gay for Russia, says the MPs. And, I would have to agree. I think he's talking about I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea. Something, I guess, the games? Like the Sim games? Yeah, the Sim games. Yeah, so apparently the Sim games are too gay for Russia. So they're too gay for me, too. I totally feel you. Let's see. U.S. Senate passes dress code bill as government shutdown looms. Let's see. I talked about that. Canadian University regrets fund named after Ukrainian Nazi. Well, I guess so. Crazy. All right. Well, that's the headlines. I'm gonna run out the door, scream, run around with some Indus Nye signs, and yeah, I might even put on a thong and go on the catwalk. On the catwalk? No. Anyway, I am gonna get the hell off here though and make some gummies and go to bed. So, God willing, I will see you folks either tomorrow at the VR show or Sunday evening for a regular broadcast. So I'm out of here. I hope you all have a good evening, good weekend, and all that good other stuff. And hope to see you soon. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.